Welcome, Seb Wichmann here. It's great to again seeing you on this page. It's always amazing how videos can reach people around the world. So thank you so much for your time. And today I would love to talk about this pen, and this pen in particular. It's a blue pen. It's a beautiful pen. It writes well. I'm just kidding. What I really want to talk about is the fact that for us to be successful and for us to move towards our goals, we don't have to have fancy things. I remember so often in my life, and I see that a lot of my clients as well, that we kind of distract ourselves and we procrastinate on believing that we have to have certain tools, that we have to have certain certifications, that we have to have certain objects, so to speak, outside of us, that kind of where we feel safe once we have them, to then eventually move towards success. And that's a fallacy. We really want to make sure to reflect on this and to really go back to the fundamentals in this moment. And the fundamentals are that, first of all, you will never be quite ready to do anything in life. So, we got to get going, we got to get started, right? Initially, right? But it's really important to not let that fallacy prevent you from stepping forward right now, from taking the first initial steps, right? So not buy fancy equipment, to not having to prepare yourself and having the ability to really to take things off the cuff and to just move towards the things, your goals that you want to move towards too. So this pen here, for example, it's just a little metaphor, right? I remember years ago, I did exactly that. I kept procrastinating and kept delaying success, so to speak, by having to purchase fancy things, fancy equipment, whatever it is, to feel the safety and comfort around producing certain things, whether or not that's a certain articles or certain videos or whatever it is. And the truth is that this ability for you to produce doesn't start with external objects. It starts right now. It starts actually inside you, for you to be able to cultivate this ability for you to just take things as they come along and to use resources and to be resourceful, so to speak, to not having to buy fancy pens. And again, that's just a metaphor to tell you that a simple pen that writes is all we need, right? We don't have to stand in stationery shops. I did this for years, right? So I would wake up in the morning, I would put my agenda into place, I would write down what to do, and I would kind of then see myself over the next hour to standing eventually, without even realizing, in a stationery shop, looking at pens, for example, where I knew I had to produce maybe videos, where I knew I had to do some cold calls, where I knew I had to do business activities. I procrastinated in looking at pens in a stationery shop, right? To feel a sense of ease, to feel a sense of comfort around the discomfort that I didn't want to feel. However, discomfort is absolutely necessary for us to grow into the next version of ourselves, and you know that. The very reason that we have a goal inherently means that we haven't been able to quite get there yet, where we want to go. The reason why we haven't quite been able to accomplish yet this goal that we set ourselves is probably because we haven't built the routine and the activities around that allows us to get to this goal. And why didn't we yet apply those activities? Because we haven't yet fully stepped into this person that we need to become to find a level of comfort and routines around accomplishing the goal, right? And that's very powerful to realize that if you want to become, and if I want to become a version of myself in the future that has more, is more, and does more than I do right now, I in fact have to be uncomfortable. And I understood eventually that it's not the matter isn't so much who we are right now. The matter is, what's important is for us to be clear about where we want to be, and not to be clear about the how. We just want to be clear about the what, the goal itself, be crystal clear about, so you can pull up a visual element in your head to understand fully what is this vision look like. And then we simply reverse engineer this vision against these action steps. And I tell you that these action steps, we have to feel uncomfortable. We have to feel uncomfortable for us to go somewhere where we haven't been yet, because we haven't built this muscle yet for us to be there, right? If you're going to the gym and if your aim is to build the bicep muscle, you have to go to the gym. And what you actually do in the gym, you have to break down little fibers of the muscle, and you almost destroy little protein strings, right? That hurts, right? That's why we have muscle pain after gym sessions. During nights, when we rejuvenate, is a moment when the muscle recovers. In fact, beyond the initial kind of ability to perform, and the muscle becomes stronger. So in other words, we had to push the muscle through the point of failure to permit the muscle to grow. And I'd love you to think about this. And I say it again, we have to push the muscle, right? I'm not speaking about the bicep muscle, right? Am I? We have to, we have to push the muscle through the point of failure to permit the muscle to permit us to grow. And that is incredibly important to understand, right? So in the next time when a moment of discomfort comes around, just know that if it feels right and it's uncomfortable, that you're actually going places, you're actually moving towards your grander vision. Take care.